It's round 7 of Indiana Sprint Week. Field going to barrel off their turns 1 and 2. Leary around the bottom, going to have the advantage onto the back straightaway. 83 working the top side, nearly 3 wide for that second spot. He'll come around with the runner-up position, as it's going to be Leary, then Crum, KTJ, CV, and Mitchell Moles, your top 5 in the opening lap. Trying to be the first repeat winner here in Indiana Sprint Week competition in 2025. Got the win at Circle City. Trying to kick off the month of August in a big way here as they get back underway. Makes his way around to the front straightaway as Logan Seavey gets the move up into the second spot. Crum back to third. Everybody vying for the middle groove over at that end of the racetrack right now. Challenge for the lead starting to brew though. Logan Seavey coming after CJ Leary on the back straightaway. Leary high, Seavey low. The drag race around to the near side of the racetrack. The curb Agajanian, number 21 AZ, going to hold on to the race lead. Goes down to the bottom, and it looks like the right rear might be waning on Leary's number 21. It's starting to dig in, and sure enough, the Hoosier is down on the right rear of the number 21. That's going to cost him the lead. The 57 of Logan Seavey going to roll by for the top spot. Leary still in the throttle, though. He's going to fall back to third. Now slow on the back straightaway. We'll see if he draws the caution here as he rolls the high side through turns 3 and 4. There it is. Going to bring him around to the restart here. Past the NOS Energy start can. We're back on our way. 19 laps remain as we go back to green. One driver way wide through turns 1 and 2. That was Carson Garrett. Thought he was going to slip off at the top of the racetrack for a moment. Brings it back down as they're going to fan out through turns 3 and 4. But it is Seavey setting a blistering pace here on the restart. Crum continued to run in second. Kevin Thomas Jr. giving chase. They work into turns 3 and 4 last time around. They were top to bottom now. Everybody pretty much running about the same line here. Stockin trying to reel them in right now with the 92. He rides in the 7th spot. Robert Ballou in 8th. Carson Garrett in 9th. Hayden Reinbold right now running at your top 10 as upside down goes Ballou in the back straightaway. This is from the top shot looking off into turns 1 and 2. And looks like Ballou catching an infield tire as Seavey brings him off at turn number 4. We're back underway. Top 5 going to file down to the bottom of the 3. Pia Cummins going to be the first one to try the outside. Opens the door for the 92 as they work off into turns 3 and 4. Stockin trying to take advantage, not able to get there. In fact, the 3P going to stick to the high side one more time. He and the 2E both going to try to charge the cushion here. Sitting just outside of the top 5, Kyle Cummins. Still with a 24P at Ty Mahako and the 2E along with the 92 of Stockin. So 3 cars coming after that 5th spot here. Mahako going to charge to the inside. He'll slide her up the racetrack. He'll take it from Cummins. Cummins going to fight back to his inside as they work into turns 1 and 2. Carson Garrett, though, on the top of the Speedway, trying to grab a 2-for-1 deal onto the back straightaway. 3 wide for the 5th spot as they work into turns 3 and 4. Garrett on the cushion with momentum. Going to come around with a position here in the Epperson Penny number 2E. Up and over, pushed her just a little bit too hard. Carson Garrett off of the cushion and onto the back of the Speedway. Keeps the car rolling through turns 3 and 4. As in the meantime, the 3R Kevin Thomas Jr. has snuck by for the 2nd spot. Time running out. If anybody wants to reel in your leader, he works onto the back straightaway one last time. He'll find turns 3 and 4, and the checkered flag going to greet the driver, the number 57, Logan Seavey, wins here at Bloomington. For the 5th time this season in victory lane with the USAC AMSOIL Sprint Car National Championship. Up top he goes. Race fans, let him hear it. The Sutter Cut, the confetti, and the crew rush out to celebrate. Seavey victorious here tonight at Bloomington for the 2nd time in his career. He can add Sprint Week winner along with the Larry Rice Classic, as he'll work on getting the safety equipment off, and he will get a word with Christy Bemis here in just a moment.
Logan Seavey, the only repeat winner so far in 2025 during NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week, presented by Honest Abe Roofing. Put on a show for 30 laps here at Bloomington Speedway on the high banks and did a really great job keeping up on an ever-changing racetrack. How tricky was it to keep up lap after lap when the groove kept changing?
Yeah, I knew, where I was actually surprised how many guys bailed on the bottom of 1 and 2 early, and there was just so much grip down there. And the top was a little greasy in 3 and 4 early, and then it cleaned up, and it was kind of the place to be. I feel like probably until maybe the last 2 or 3 laps, and I was just so good on the bottom 1 and 2. I didn't want to mess with my car, and I was struggling off at 4, and I kind of stalled out catching lappers, and I didn't really know where I needed to be. I was actually really good in the middle of 1 and 2, and it kind of helped me down the backstretch. But man, I would just hate to give up on the bottom and let somebody go by me. So it's just so hard when you're leading and the track's changing like that. It's really slick, and you're just trying to keep an eye on your wheel spin and try to keep on the adjustments in the car, because luckily we're able to adjust so many that it really makes it fun as a driver that you can kind of keep yourself dialed in all race. And my guys did such a good job. I really didn't do much there at the end, and I was starting to get a little free, but like I said, I just knew I couldn't get too tight in those holes in 3 and 4. But man, hats off to Kirk and Danny and T-Bone and Chad, and there's 20 people here helping us this week, and couldn't do it without every single one of them. So I know the Harveys are watching back at home, and everybody that helps out in this car. So just super, super thankful to be here, and glad I can get my grandparents in victory lanes here. So we're gonna have a cool little celebration here tonight. And the guy said they wanted to have a few beers at the car wash tonight, so I gave him a reason to have a few of them.
You came in tonight 2 points behind Kevin Thomas Jr. for Indiana Sprint Week points. You're leaving 4 points ahead of him as the new NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week points leader out of Bloomington into Hobstadt. Is there any sense in changing anything now? One more night left.
Yeah, like you said, one more night. It sucks to have such a good night like this and not put more gap in between us. Just shows how tough a racer KT is. And yeah, he just been great all week. He showed up right when he needed to for this week. And yeah, we've been right there with him. So it's been a good battle all week. And yeah, we just had a few nights where we ran decent when we needed to run really good, and that's kind of been the difference maker right now. But yeah, going into the last night with the lead, I can't complain too much. These guys have been busting their butts for me, and like I said, we've had some good runs, and I've complained a lot on our mediocre nights, and they don't give up on me, and I'm glad we can reward them tonight.
Night number 7 of NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week presented by Honest Abe Roofing belongs to Logan Seavey and Abacus Racing. He's your winner of the Sheldon Kinzer Memorial here at Bloomington Speedway. Drake York has second.